Fasting beyond staying hungry. Welcome back to Wisely Put. Today, we're exploring the profound practice of fasting, a tradition observed across various cultures and religions for centuries, not just as a means of physical detoxification, but as a spiritual journey towards enlightenment, discipline, and self-discovery. Fasting transcends the act of staying hungry. It's a deliberate and conscious abstention that teaches control, resilience, and gratitude. It's a holistic cleanse that purifies the body, mind, and soul, offering profound insights into our relationship with the material world and our spiritual selves. In fasting, the absence of food and drink brings forth a presence of mind and heart, connecting us more deeply with our faith, our bodies, and the world around us. Fasting has been a practice that spans across many of the world's major religions, each with its own significance and observance. However, the most commonly practiced fasting is in Islam. Ramadan, often paralleled with Christmas in its significance for the Muslim community, marks the sacred month during which the Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad. This period is dedicated to profound spiritual rejuvenation and thanksgiving. Unlike the Gregorian calendar used in the Christian world, Islam follows a lunar calendar encompassing 354 days. Consequently, each year, the month of Ramadan commences 11 days earlier than it did in the preceding year, aligning with the moon's cycles rather than the sun's. Observing a fast throughout the sacred month of Ramadan is one of Islam's 5 pillars, making it an essential practice for all Muslims, except for those exempt due to age or health conditions. The fasting in Ramadan is much more than abstaining from food and drink from dawn until sunset. It's a sacred period of reflection, prayer, and community. Muslims fast to draw closer to Allah, the omnipresent God, to remind themselves of the suffering of the less fortunate, and to cleanse the soul of impurities. It's a time for self-discipline, where the focus shifts from physical sustenance to nurturing the soul and fostering a sense of empathy and solidarity with those in need. Shia Muslims also observe fasting during the month of Muharram, especially on the day of Ashura. In Christianity, fasting holds a significant place, manifesting in various forms across different denominations, from Orthodoxy and Catholicism to certain Protestant traditions. Each tradition embodies fasting in unique ways, reflecting their theological interpretations and cultural practices. Catholic fasting traditions center around the Lenten season, starting on Ash Wednesday and culminating in Holy Week, leading up to Easter Sunday. During Lent, Catholics are encouraged to fast and abstain from meat on Ash Wednesday and all Fridays of Lent, signifying penance, sacrifice, and solidarity with the poor and suffering. Additionally, Good Friday, the day commemorating Jesus' crucifixion, is a day of strict fasting and abstinence for Catholics. While the specifics of fasting can vary, the underlying principle is to foster spiritual discipline, prepare for the resurrection of Christ, and reflect on Jesus' sacrifices. In the Orthodox Christian tradition, fasting is observed with a sense of reverence and spiritual preparation. It is seen as a journey of spiritual cleansing, self-discipline, and closer communion with God. The most notable fasting periods include Great Lent, the Nativity Fast, the Apostles' Fast, and the Dormition Fast. Great Lent, the 40 days leading up to Easter, Pascha, is particularly significant, emphasizing repentance, almsgiving and self-examination. Orthodox Christians typically abstain from meat, dairy products, and, in more strict observance, oil and alcohol. Fasting in Protestant traditions is not as uniformly prescribed as in Orthodoxy and Catholicism. However, many Protestant denominations and individuals embrace fasting as a powerful spiritual discipline for drawing closer to God, seeking guidance, and enhancing prayer life. For instance, the Methodist Church encourages fasting as a means of self-discipline and spiritual growth, often observing it on Fridays. Similarly, some Anglican and Lutheran churches recognize fasting during Lent, advocating for a simpler lifestyle and more focused prayer time. Beyond these main branches, other Christian groups and new denominations also practice fasting. For example, some evangelical and Pentecostal Christians engage in fasting for spiritual breakthroughs, guidance, and as a response to specific callings or needs. In these contexts, fasting is often linked to prayer vigils or special events. In Judaism, Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, involves a 25-hour fasting period dedicated to repentance. Hinduism observes several fasts, such as Ekadashi, observed twice a month in dedication to Lord Vishnu, reflecting the diversity and universality of fasting as a spiritual practice. Fasting became, especially in the 20th century, a therapeutical practice as well. The Soviets were pioneers in the field of fasting for health. Established clinics, such as the one in Siberia, and particularly near Lake Baikal, where therapeutic fasting was practiced to cure various ailments. The Soviet fasting clinics operated on the principle that abstaining from food for a period could trigger the body's self-healing mechanisms. The theory was that fasting not only rested the digestive system, but also allowed the body to detoxify, repair tissues, and address metabolic and autoimmune diseases, among other health issues. The approach was holistic, emphasizing the interconnection between physical health and mental well-being. Patients undergoing treatment at these clinics followed a strict regimen, which typically started with a period of dietary preparation before entering into a phase of complete fasting, water only, that could last from several days to a few weeks, depending on the individual's health status and the specific ailments being treated. The fast was closely monitored by medical professionals to ensure safety and efficacy, and was followed by a carefully controlled refeeding process to reintroduce nutrients and stabilize the body's systems. The range of conditions that were treated with therapeutic fasting included hypertension, rheumatic diseases, metabolic syndrome, certain skin conditions, and more. The underlying belief was that many chronic illnesses could be alleviated or managed through the process of fasting, which was seen as resetting the body's natural balance. In recent years, interest in the legacy of Soviet therapeutic fasting and related practices, such as intermittent fasting, has seen a resurgence, drawing on both traditional knowledge and contemporary research. The work done in Soviet clinics serves as an intriguing historical footnote in the ongoing exploration of how fasting impacts human health and how it can be harnessed for its healing properties. The specific details and the scientific outcome of treatments in these clinics are not widely known in the Western world due to lack of translation. The concept of using fasting as a form of medical therapy continues to inspire research and practice in in the field of integrative and holistic medicine. Whether you observe fasting for religious reasons or are curious about its health benefits, there's undeniable wisdom in this ancient practice that can enlighten and transform. With that said, thanks for watching. Until next time.